Hello YouTube. Happy Memorial Day. Although for some people it's not happy. It's not I guess in my personal opinion, if I had anything to do with any military, I tried. They wouldn't take me decades ago, and they said, you don't have enough college credits. We weren't in a wartime state. I don't know why I'm telling you. It doesn't matter. That has nothing to do with what we're doing. It's not related to trucking. That's a paddling. Alright, so week 51. 52. This is 52, right? I might have mislabeled last week. Or did I? Here I go again. I'm just going to start doing these weeks, and I'm not going to number them after 52 anymore, I don't think. I'll just figure out a different way to do what I'm doing. So, last week, the week before Memorial Day for 2019, it looks like I got, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 60, 12, 20, 12, 90, plus about 500, so about 1,800 miles or so, I believe. First one was Port Wentworth to Savannah for a 9-mile trip. That gave me like, I don't know, what, $8, $6, $3, I don't know, whatever it was, and plus the $35 run. So people distracted me from my job here. I'm making videos here. Anyway, so yeah, that was they give you like if it's not a major run, like I said before, I'm sure is that you get the $35 plus the mileage. So, and it was nothing. So I got like $38, $39 off of that trip. But it was another screwy Monday, which led me off into partially screwy afternoon. I was able to stop at a truck stop that evening. I had gotten a load going from Savannah to Carrollton, Georgia for 281 miles, and then after that I did my drop and hook. There was nothing spectacular last week, so, you know, nothing fun to talk about. Idiotic Facebook posts and so on that our new truck drivers always post, and nobody likes to search. They just like to complain and post, and then get asinine comments from idiotic truck drivers that have been there forever because they don't want to be helpful to anybody. Just like if you're backing in a truck stop and you're a new guy, everybody wants to sit there and laugh at you on the CB because they don't want to get out of their truck because they're too lazy and fat. Anyway, I digress. So, yeah, after Carrollton, I went to Carrollton to Opp, Alabama for another 282 miles, and then from Opp, Alabama to Harrisburg, Arkansas. That was a good run, 462 miles. And I got stuck in Arkansas. So I got there, dropped my load. I think I got there early. They didn't have a door available. They did, but they only load out of certain doors depending on the product, apparently. So you got there to that lot. What was it? It was a paper plant, basically. Not really. Paper warehouse, I'd say. They had like little cardboard thingies that go underneath the big rolls, and just slip sheet cardboard, if anybody else knows what that is. That's what goes underneath the pallets. Like when they load your truck without pallets, they just load it on slip sheet, and the clamp truck pulls it on. They had those. Mine was rolls. That was a relay, I believe, I picked up in Carrollton, if I remember correctly. I don't know. I had a few live loads, and nothing was too bad. Ignore the people in the background. That's my chef, partial chef. So, my wonderful wife. So, yeah, I got there and in Harrisburg, and I didn't have a pre-trip, or pre-assignment, pre-trip. I didn't have one of those, so there was a truck stop down the road. It was a choice between one that was okay and a Love's. So I went to the Love's in, bless you. I went to the Love's in, it was around the corner. And I still didn't have a pre-trip. So I sat there at the Love's for hours, man, just hours. I was like, I'm in the middle of Arkansas, in the middle of nowhere. There was nobody at the truck stop, though. There was, I don't know, 10, 15 trucks out of about 90 spots, so it was like empty. Everybody was there getting gas, but it was a busy gas stop, but it wasn't a busy as far as parking stop, not that early in the day anyway. It was 11 o'clock or something. I don't know. So I sat there and waited around, and I finally got a pre-trip, and it wasn't picking up till the next morning. going all the way to Ohio. And I called my DBL and said, look, dude, it's Thursday. And if you send me to Ohio, I'm not going to make it home till sometime on Saturday if I get lucky. It'll be Saturday at 8 o'clock in the evening. I have a huge problem with that. If I haven't said that before. If I have, I'm saying it again. I have a huge problem with that. So anyway, he's like, all right, well, actually, it wasn't him that answered the phone. It was one of the lady DBLs that's up there. So she answers the phone, and I told her, and she's like, all right, well, we'll see what we can do, see if we can get it relayed off of you. It ended up being relayed to Clarksville, Tennessee. So the next morning, I go over there to pick it up. They closed early, so there was no way I could even get up there and get the load. And supposedly they don't like people coming in. You got to be by appointment, according to Google reviews, and so on. So I got there. They open at 8. I got there at 7. It was 5 minutes away. So I got ready to roll and rolled over there and got there at about 7:30. And security guard was real nice. There's people in there complaining on Google reviews about how rude these people are. I don't know what is wrong with all these truck drivers. I didn't have an issue at all. So real nice security guard sent me on to stop at the stop sign and wait till you get a call. So I was like, all right, whatever. So I got to the truck door to get in my truck to go pull up to the stop sign, and he called me on the phone and he said, pull in the door so-and-so. Yes. So that was like, well, maybe it'll be a good day. Yeah, that's right. It wasn't bad. I mean, I got loaded, heavy load, 44,000 pounds, guys, in the van. And if it's not loaded right, if you've been driving a while, you know, you got to go back. So I went there, went to the Loves, 5 minutes. Hey, that's a good thing. I love it when there's a scale house around the corner. So I went to the Loves, and it was 35.6 or something like that on the rear, and 33 and some change on the front. And people are like, well, spread your axle, moron. First of all, I'm in Arkansas, and as far as I know, it's 41 feet. I misread. I need to go over that on one of my bridge law things, I'm sure, eventually. But so bridge law in Arkansas is 41 feet in the middle of the tandems, which is actually your rear tire at the 43-foot mark. So I put it at 43, and then it was way over on my drives. I had just filled up the night before, or that morning, because I needed gas. And I'm getting a full tank because I plan on heading close to the house if I can. But yeah, I had, it was way over at 43, so I put it at 42, and it was a nice even spread. 33 and some change, 33 and some change, and 12,040 on the steers. It was originally 12,1, something like that. So I'm rated at 12.5 on my steers, so I would have been good either way. But so yeah, that finished that one. I took it to Clarksville, Tennessee, and then they gave me another load picking up going to Savannah. I don't know. Where was I going? Floor and Decor, the old closed Floor and Decor account. They're still open. We do a little bit of business with them as far as intermodal goes, but we don't run their freight no more unless it's picking up like at a different customer that makes flooring tile and sends it there. So I picked up at this place July of last year, so I knew where it was basically. I didn't realize we had a facility in Lebanon, Tennessee, even though I've been there before. I completely forgot. I parked around the corner for $10. So I was like, whatever. I'm already here. I'm shut down for the night. And then I looked at the map and I'm like, well, there's a Schneider lot like a quarter mile away. I'm an idiot. And I was like, you know what? I don't care. I don't have to fight to cross a red light or anything. All I got to do is take a right turn, go a quarter mile down the road, and there they are. So I stayed there the night and went to this place to pick up. And just like last year, they had me loaded in 20, 30 minutes. A lady behind the counter flirting with me. I'm like, you know, just be nice. I love this job, man. It's hilarious. So I got my load, headed on down, and my DBL started blowing up my tablet. Tried calling me on my cell phone. I don't answer the phone when I'm driving. I know what the regulations are, and you're not getting me fired, buddy. I don't know what he wanted, but um, there is a glitch in the. Well, let's just say I found out he was trying to get a hold of me, and I'm not going to tell you how I found that out because I'm not going to divulge anything that might get anybody in trouble, even me or anybody else. So it's nothing drastic. But I found out he was trying to get a hold of me, so I was able to give him a holler, and he said, "Hey," and they had routed me to Atlanta. So, when I was at a standstill in the traffic, I actually hit because it came through as something happened to my route plan, and I was like, well, I'm routed to go to Jackson to get some gas before I hit Bloomingdale, Georgia. And then it said Atlanta, OC. I wasn't too happy about that. Now, this is Memorial Day weekend on a Friday at, if anybody y'all knows about Atlanta traffic, at, I don't know, 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday at holiday, man, I could have punched somebody in the throat making me go through there. So anyway, I had to go through the Atlanta OC. So I get there, and he's like, well, can you take this guy down with you to the Port Wentworth lot? He he put DEF in his fuel tank and broke his truck down. We all make mistakes. So he's a fairly new guy. He's only been there since, 5 months? 4 months, I think is what he said he's been there. He just had his 3-month review. So I was like, okay, cool. The guy looks kind of like Chris Rock, a really young Chris Rock. He's a good guy, though, really good guy. I don't remember what his name was. But so I grabbed him up, took my 30, filled up with gas at the OC, and booked it. Well, creeped it because, traffic, Atlanta. Going through Macon as well, once you get off of 675 onto 75, it's bad. So that time of day, and by the time I got to Macon, it was 5. The usual backups. It wasn't bad going that direction yet. I guess not enough stupid people getting in wrecks on that stretch. They were all on 285 still. Man, there were so many clowns on 285. Could have had a circus. So. Made it. I made it, man, dude. I was like, I'm never gonna make this. And my GPS is pretty much accurate to a T as to when I get somewhere. I can shave like 5 minutes off, 10 minutes off if I take like a side road or something that I know is gonna be there. But it said I was gonna be there with 8 minutes to spare, and no, there was no way that was gonna happen. I said, this is wrong. So I kept looking at the Floor and Decor, and I'm like, I can get there, and it says I'll have 30 minutes left, but it says it's going to take me 30 minutes to get to Port Wentworth from Floor and Decor, and that's a lie. It's a 20-minute ride max, unless you're in rush hour traffic. So, those crooked, messing up my eyes. So I got to Floor and Decor, and swapped trailers, dropping hook, and booked it on down to Port Wentworth, and I made it with 8 minutes to spare. So I guess it was technically right. So yeah, Mr. Impossible did it again. You can do it. Yeah, I can. I don't like doing it that way. Y'all stop doing that to me. If any of y'all watching this video, stop it. Anyway, so that was it for the week, and I think that was about a 500-mile run. That's why I'm thinking I got like 1,800 out of this week, maybe close to that. But there are a lot of guys sitting. Like, they wanted me to run Saturday. I said, dude, I have things that have to get done because I got to go out of town when I go on vacation the week after next. So I cannot. I would have liked it because I need the money for a rental truck because it's going to cost me $300-400 or whatever. But yeah. I got to answer a question about a guy asking about IC as well, what my opinion is. But, so, I don't know. That's about it. Made it back, trying to clean most of my truck out because I've heard you shouldn't be, they don't want you, they don't want you, have anything in your truck. Clean your truck out in case we need it as a spare. They haven't told me that yet, so I'm hoping they won't. But, knowing my luck, they'll try and grab it. And I swear, if one of you guys makes my truck nasty, I will hunt you down. The outside's dirty, okay? If you want to take it and give it a bath, go right ahead. But don't mess up my armor all, man. I've shined that truck up nice. Watch my preview on what the inside of that truck looks like. You'll see how clean it is. If you borrow my truck, keep it that clean. And if something happens and I don't work for the company anymore, keep it that clean anyway. Because, I mean, if a DOT officer stops you and he looks in your truck and he sees how nice and clean it is, there's a lot less hassle. Trust me. From everybody I've spoken with and heard about, they don't mess with you that much. The cleaner your truck is, the better off you are. You won't get a lot of hassles out of it. I mean, I watched a video of a guy that they were like, "Is your bed made?" And they were like, they are acting like they were going to give him a ticket because the bed wasn't made. And there was another one I read about some guy complaining because his trash hadn't been emptied. They said something about, of course, that was a few years back. One of these states was messing, I think West Virginia, I don't know. They were messing with you because the trash wasn't emptied. I'm like, seriously, people, give me a break. I got a trash bag. You're lucky it ain't laying all over the cab like some of these trucks I've seen. Clean your stuff up, man. Anyway, I ramble. So I'm done for the week. I'll be back out this week for like 4 days, and then I'll be taking a vacation and applying for IC. So y'all keep the left door closed and keep the hammer down.